All right, it's time for a Pocket Dump Everyday Carry Holiday Gift Guide. What's going on, everyone? Back with another episode of Stuff and Things. Today I was planning on bringing you guys a video of my pocket dump, my everyday carry for the winter of this year. And then the more I looked at it, the more I realized a lot of this stuff is pretty much the same as the last video I did about a year ago. And then it dawned on me, we're in the holiday season now, and I have never done a holiday gift guide. Christmas, Hanukkah, no matter what you celebrate, I haven't really given any proper gift recommendations, and I feel like everything that I have on the table in front of me here, pocket dump EDC gear, these would all make great gifts for your significant other. Now, if you're a dude right now watching this with your girlfriend, your wife, your significant other, I would first like to apologize to that wife, girlfriend, significant other. You definitely deserve everything you want for Christmas because you're putting up with your significant other watching these videos with you. But hopefully I can shed some light on some good gifts that will make your boyfriend, husband, or whoever happy. If you're a dude out there watching this solo, then maybe just send this link to your significant other, your wife, your girlfriend, your mom, whoever's buying you gifts this year, and maybe this will give them some ideas. Now, the reason I think all of this everyday carry stuff is such a good idea for a gift is because it's something that you carry with you every single day. It's not only thoughtful because you're probably giving them some really good tools that they can use in their everyday life, but it's also something that every time they pull out of their pocket to use, they're gonna think of you because you gave them a really cool, awesome gift. Now I'm gonna walk you guys through what I have personally been carrying recently. I'll give you some ideas on getting something similar as a gift, or if you want to get exactly what you see here, I'm gonna try to leave some links in the description down below. So without further ado, let's jump into this. The first 3 essential items that you cannot leave the house without: phone, wallet, keys. Now, first up, the phone in my pocket is of course an iPhone because it works with the ecosystem that I'm working with every single day. The 2 items that come to mind as a gift for any kind of cell phone, doesn't have to be an iPhone, but I would recommend a good case and maybe even an accessory to go with that case. So I'm currently carrying the iPhone 14 Pro, just like the small size version, and this case right here is from Peak Design. The cool thing about a case like this is that it protects your phone, but there are also a ton of other accessories depending on what kind of gift you're trying to give. They have phone mounts and chargers for trucks and motorcycles, so depending on what your significant other likes to do in his regular life, you can get him some protection for his phone and some accessories to go with it too. This would probably be a pretty good stocking stuffer. Then to go along with that, I personally use a MagSafe pop socket. I really cannot imagine using a phone without a pop socket, or any grip for that matter. This is something that you will always see on the back of my phone, and it works well with this case because if you do get an accessory like a truck mount, you can just pop this off and mount your phone to the dash of your vehicle. Now, speaking of vehicles, we're gonna jump over wallets for a second and go right to the keys. Phone, wallet, keys. On my keys, I of course am using my Trevax multi-tool, the Talon. We just released these in black. I talk about them all the time, and this is a carabiner multi-tool. Whoops. This is a great tool to keep your keys secure, whether it's on your belt line, on your loops, or maybe you're just hanging them up on a hook at home. There's a few different tools baked into this thing, and I have them on all of my vehicle's keys. There's a good chance that your boyfriend or your husband drives a Tacoma, so I can also recommend this right here. This is a key fob from Miso Custom, and comes in a bunch of different colors, a little bit of customization options there to fit whatever needs you may have. You just pull the guts out of your regular Tacoma key and you can drop them right into something like this. Pretty cool, sleek, kind of rugged looking design, and they also make them for other vehicles, specifically Toyota right now, so I think Tundras and 4Runners and things like that. Maybe you are a female driving a 4Runner and you just want to get one of these for yourself. You can check those out over on their website. Now for the wallets, this is kind of a longer discussion because there are so many options out there, but I of course just released the black line with Trevax. This is my current wallet that's in my pocket every single day. This is the Unholy Contour, just super sleek and simple. Leather design, metal CNC machine. There are a few different options of colors and things like that that you can choose on the site, and you can even get this with a bottle opener if your significant other likes to drink beer or just needs a bottle opener for some reason. I can't stress enough how awesome a wallet is to give as a gift, because this is something that is always with you every single day, and especially when it comes to Trevax products, these things last a lifetime. So they have a great warranty, and there's a good chance that I'm going to be carrying this exact wallet for years to come, unless I'm trying out some other options. If you want to go with something a little more affordable, this is the OG 2.0 that we just released. This is an all metal design with some paracord on there, money clip on the back, and this thing can fit a ton of cards. Or if you want to go the least expensive option, this is the Trayvac Summit, and there's an optional bottle opener kind of armored card that you can put in the front there to protect whatever you carry in your wallet. These are also offered in a bunch of different colorways, not just the Psy camo and the black line here. There's different laser textures and topo and all sorts of things that you can get when it comes to wallets. I've tested wallets from pretty much everyone, and I of course am always sticking with Trayvacs. So that covers phone, wallet, keys. Now let's move on to some other pocket dump everyday carry items. Personally, in my pocket, I have actually been carrying a flashlight again, and the tried and true Old Faithful is always in my pocket. The Streamlight MicroStream. This is a USB rechargeable version, so if I pull out on the head, you can recharge this thing with a little USB right there. This may seem weird to someone who is not used to buying gifts like this. Like, why would I buy a flashlight as a Christmas gift? This kind of goes along the line with everything else here. I can't tell you how many of my friends have never carried something like a flashlight or a pocket knife in the past. And then they see me talking about all this stuff that I like and the gear in my pocket that's with me pretty much every single day. And then a lot of times I'll gift a friend a pocket knife, and then just a few weeks later they're like, dude, I can't believe I've never carried a tool like this in my pocket before. So pocket knives and flashlights may seem like kind of a weird gift, but I guarantee you that if someone throws one of these into their pocket, they're going to use it, and they're going to use it a lot more than they ever imagined. So the USB MicroStream is great. You can get them on Amazon and they're relatively cheap. There's a few different options and like different colors. It's just a high and low mode. You can clip it onto the brim of a hat, and it's lightweight. It goes unnoticed in your pocket. There are so many flashlights that I could recommend, but I generally kind of gravitate towards Streamlight. I don't know what it is. They're just super simple and they work. I've used them for a long time. If the MicroStream may seem a little bit too small, you can upgrade to the MacroStream, which is pretty much the same light but bigger. If you pull the head out on here, of course this thing is rechargeable just like the MicroStream, and all of the functionality is still the same. This one is going to be a lot brighter. I've kind of bounced back and forth between carrying both of these lights, and I probably still will. I like to charge this thing at night on my nightstand, or maybe sometimes while I'm driving, but it's nice to have two lights as well, because if one dies you can just swap out to the other. Maybe leave one in a vehicle, carry one in your pocket. Depends on how generous you're feeling the holiday season, I guess. So that would be my flashlight recommendation. Now let's move into the pocket knives. I have been carrying a few different blades depending on what I'm doing, 3 of them to be specific. If I'm just carrying a regular old pocket knife, then chances are the Bug Out is in my pocket. This is the Benchmade Bug Out, the carbon fiber elite version. It is super lightweight. It is relatively inexpensive. It's definitely not a gas station knife, so if you're not familiar with pocket knife prices, it might kind of shock you a little bit, but there's a lot of different customizable options. You can get different colors and different blades, different steels, different colors all over this thing. For the most part, the Bug Out has been in my pocket when I'm just kind of feeling lazy and need to have a knife with me. I want to just throw something in my pocket. This thing goes relatively unnoticed, and it pairs perfectly with the MicroStream as well. They're kind of like brother and sister. Now when I'm out on the road, whether it's camping, in my truck or my van, whatever it may be, generally I will actually switch to a multi-tool, and this is one that I showed in a video from last year. I'm still carrying this thing from time to time. This is the Leatherman Signal, so this is going to be great for anyone who's kind of like a handyman, or just someone like me who likes tinkering with things, whether it's around the house or with vehicles on the road. There are a ton of different tools in this thing. One of my favorites that goes unnoticed is like a strike face, so it kind of acts as a hammer on the bottom. The nice thing about a multi-tool like this is that the blade is accessible from the outside, so for the most part I'm really just using this for the blade, but having all these other tools is a nice touch as well. There's a little saw on the outside, which is more geared towards the camping, and speaking of all of the camping functionality, there's a ferro rod with a whistle and even a little knife sharpener built into this thing. There's also the typical can opener, Phillips head, flathead screwdriver, and basically everything that you would expect with a Leatherman multi-tool. The pliers are definitely my second most used tool on this thing. You have 2 different wire cutters there. You can kind of use it as an electrical crimper as well. The blades are replaceable. Leatherman products are backed with a really good warranty, and they truly truly last a lifetime. So the Signal has personally been in my pocket. However, there's a lot of different other options out there. If you're gonna go with anything, I would recommend Leatherman, like the Skeletool or the Wave Plus. They make a bunch of different options with a lot of different tools. This one, however, is my personal favorite as of right now. And then really jumping up in the knife game, if I am outside a lot and I am wearing the type of clothing where I can carry a bigger fixed blade, I've actually been carrying my Two Feathers Workhorse again. I've done a lot of video on knives from Two Feathers Productions, and this is one that really started it all for me. There's a lot of different options, like smaller versions of this, if you think carrying a knife this size might be a little too much. You can check out the website and there's a lot of different options over there, some collab projects with me and Ryan from Two Feathers. And I've actually been carrying the full-size Workhorse whenever I'm wearing the appropriate pants, because I like to keep this thing in kind of like a 45-degree pocket on the outside. You can carry it up front, but it's a lot easier when you have the proper pants. Now back to the regular pocket knives, these are just some of the easiest gifts. Maybe the fixed blade and the multi-tool require too much thought for you. The bug out from Benchmade is a really good option, like I said, customizable, different colors and things like that. But if you really want to step up the game, there's a few other options I have here, kind of around the same price point. Another one of my favorites, the Spyderco Paramilitary 2. This is a great knife, I would probably say top 5 of recommended knives over the years. I've had this one for a very long time and you absolutely cannot go wrong with this. If you give this as a gift, whoever receives that gift will probably have this knife for a very, very long time. They will grow to love pocket knives, and they'll find that if they've never carried one before, that they've been missing out, because when you have a blade on you to open packages, mail, cut things, whatever it may be, knives like this are going to be with you pretty much all the time. Now, if you want to get a knife that's a little bit nicer, maybe up the price point a little higher quality, right here is just one random one that I grabbed as a recommendation. This is the ProTech Malibu, and something like this is going to be a little bit more difficult to get, so receiving it as a gift may seem a little more thoughtful than something like a regular old bug out. I could sit here all day and talk about a bunch of different knife options, but this is kind of like middle ground for me. This is a very, very nice pocket knife, and it's a little more gentlemanly. And then last but not least, when it comes to pocket knives, if you really want to jump up and just get them one gift and you want that gift to be a pocket knife, this is my recommendation. This right here is the Chris Reeves Sebenza 31. Again, a little bit difficult to come by from time to time, but I will try to leave some links down below where maybe you'll be able to snag one. This, of course, is titanium. It has a micarta inlay on there, and we're getting into high-end pocket knives when we're talking about something like a Chris Reeves knife. I'll let you do your own research on blades like this if that is something that you think you might want to give as a gift. They're expensive, but if I received something like this as a gift, I would be delighted. This would be an amazing Christmas gift. Now, moving right along, let's talk about something that I have not really talked about in any video before, but I've been getting a lot of questions about what's on my wrist right here: watches. Now, I would not classify myself as a huge watch guy, like I don't have a big collection or anything, but I really do appreciate a really nice timepiece. So for me personally, I have been wearing this Explorer 2 for the past couple of months now, and I haven't mentioned it in a video. A lot of people have been asking me about it, and I'm just kind of like delaying my thoughts on it until I own it for probably about a year. This is an automatic watch with a lot of cool features built into it. It is an automatic, and it is a very classic timepiece. When you look at lineups from higher end watch companies, especially Rolex, a lot of stuff is kind of trending towards that like new style of fancy materials and bling and all of this and that. The Explorer 2 really sticks to the roots of how this company started, and it's really a good sports watch. This thing is designed to be outside in the elements, whether you're on top of a mountain or swimming in water, if you're flying airplanes or going into caves. This watch is built super rugged to handle everything that an Explorer will throw at it. So this watch is super fitting for me. It's not something that I would recommend as a gift unless you have like an unlimited budget. Super hard to find if you're not familiar with buying higher end watches. So I have another option right here, and this is a watch that I've had for quite a while now, and inexpensive. It does the same exact thing, if not more, than this watch currently on my wrist. So this right here is a Casio G-Shock. You got the date and time on there. It has a light. It is adjustable for whatever kind of wrist size you may have. I have owned this watch since 2018, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 5 years, and I have not changed the battery in this thing, which is really surprising. I'm not sure how this thing has lasted so long, but it's a really sleek, slim watch, and when it comes to watches, especially if you're talking about a Casio, these things are great outdoors. G-Shocks are pretty much bomb-proof, and there are a million different options. It becomes a little bit overwhelming after a while. I think a watch makes a great gift because it's going to be something that you wear pretty much every single day, and every time you check your wrists to get the time on the watch, it's gonna give that memory of, oh yeah, I got this thing as a gift from whomever. Can't go wrong with the G-Shock, but if you are buying for someone who is already into watches, again, I'm not a huge watch guy, but this is something that I bought, I don't know, maybe like 5 months ago when I bought this watch. And this is just a little protective case from WatchGecko. It's kind of like a suede material. And then if you have any kind of jewelry band on there, it also has a little insert to put in between the watch when you are storing it. A lot of times I don't like just throwing my watch onto my wooden nightstand or just throw it on the mattress of my tent. I wear this thing all the time. I don't wear it to sleep, so at night when I take it off, I generally like to put it in this little bag right here. Different colors. There's a lot of different options when it comes to watch cases and ways to store them, but this one is really nice. It's been one of my favorites, so I'll drop a link for that down below as well. And then last but not least, you have all of these gifts in your pocket. How do you keep your pants up? A good quality belt. So back to Travax again, we launched that black line, and the cinch belt is my absolute favorite. It's just super simple. You can wear it with basically like anything. I've even worn this to weddings because it's just really simple. It's of course not as formal as like a leather belt with a really nice metal clasp buckle on there, but it goes relatively unnoticed. It can kind of fit into all different situations. They're available in different colors and sizes and things like that. And I believe that would round out the whole gift guide for the holidays. So let's clear the table and look at what my actual everyday carry is, at least right now. This is it. Clean, simple, and functional. Got my phone with the case, the Travax Unholy Contour, my keys, Miso Custom with the black talon, Streamlight Micro Stream. The Leatherman Signal has been in my pocket more than any of the other knives that I talked about recently, and of course my Explorer 2 always on my wrist, and then my belt, which I'm not going to take off right now. So that is my pocket dump for the winter of 2023, now going into 2024. Hopefully this gave you some ideas as a holiday gift guide. If you guys enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments down below, and maybe I will prepare something a little more extensive next year when the holidays roll around, because there's a good chance that if a dude is out there watching these videos, you have a lot of similar interests as myself. So it's kind of like a cheat code, a way to find gifts for your significant other, almost like you're hearing it from them. So that's all that I got for now. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments down below. I'll try to answer anything as best as possible. And if you are new to the channel, consider clicking subscribe because I make new videos every single week. As always, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you in the next one.